Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with another episode of Aether Raids Offense. Today's video covers the recently completed Light Season. I actually had a very smooth experience, as you will see in its totality in tomorrow's Aether Raids Battle Dump. I used Freyja as my bonus unit. She actually came in handy combat-wise a few times, which was pretty nice. She's definitely a powerful unit. I mean, even without the bonus stats, she's a powerful unit, but with them, she's just a complete monster. At any rate, that's enough blabbering from me. Let's just go ahead and get into today's matches. The first map up is a lava terrain prison style setup. Interestingly enough, 3 of the map's heavy hitters benefit strongly from not being adjacent to anyone, and yet they are currently all adjacent to multiple units. Or actually, Julia, I guess, is only adjacent to Dimitri, but besides her, I mean, Corrin's surrounded by 4 allies, Shadon's adjacent to 2. It's just an interesting setup for those particular foes. Of course, if you manage to try and execute a hit and run on them, then you might run into a little bit of trouble, since then they will start advancing towards you, and they may, as you start picking them off, they will slowly become more and more alone, and thus more and more powerful. One thing I think you can take advantage of, though, is the fact that they do not start off that way. I would say that the best way to get things going is to actually break this, oh gosh, what's it called? I'm just going to call it the hot spring structure. Break the hot spring structure and place a good tank below the healing tower. That is going to draw the fire of Shinon, who will be forced to attack from the space adjacent to, where he's adjacent to Hell. And then Triandra will also be forced to attack that location once Shinon goes down. You're depriving Shinon of his solo bonuses, which are particularly powerful, and you're also getting rid of the refresher. Then, when the rest of the units start streaming through that one narrow opening in the middle of the map, you can actually use a flying unit like, air, to just slowly chip the enemies down with refreshes from Peony to help speed that along. So that, I think, is the biggest weakness for this map, and probably the easiest way to get an approach going. I'm going to go ahead and send in the Cedar raiding party for this battle. I'm going to take full advantage of the fact that Shinon is adjacent to both Hell and Corrin to have Sita actually attack him, but since his close counter is not active. And what I'm going to do to set that up is I'm going to break some structures. I'm going to start with this Panic Manor and then just go down the line, basically, taking out the catapults and then the healing tower. Then I can have Sita in position behind Peony. Notice how both Sita and Azura are adjacent to Peony. Actually, I guess it doesn't really matter on this map because there's no Dark Shrine or Chill Res. But had there been, this would have been a really good formation to ensure that Sita doesn't take penalties. So now I can have Sita go ahead and take out the Shinon. She'll be able to do that in 2 hits. And then what I need to do is actually have Sita run over to the left edge of the map, where she will be able to take on Hell and Triandra on the enemy phase. Fortunately, Hell does not have guidance, so she cannot allow Corrin to warp over to attack instead of her. So this formation should be good. Hell is forced to attack first, obviously, since Triandra doesn't have a space to attack from. She goes down since she doesn't have her guard bearing active on her, or I guess on the enemy phase for me. But when she initiates combat, I guess would be a better way to say it. Triandra also goes down, deals 0 as expected, since his res is absolutely massive. That's actually a pretty favorable enemy split there. I could probably, that'll activate Gale Force, and she definitely doesn't die. I would have air chip him first, but I kind of want to see if I can get the Aether structures here. Let's see here. Annoying that she has to take damage for that, but oh well. I guess I really can't get the fountain, but I suppose what I can do is break this tactics room, which is kind of annoying, and then refresh her, and then warp air to Sita, I think. Yeah, because then what I can do is I can take the Aether Foray, and then respond to how the enemies choose to move. Let's see here. I think actually, alright, so this should be interesting. I can have air move to the right of the defense fort and start chipping down Corrin. Basically what I'm going to be doing now is just a nice game of ring around the lava tiles. Just avoiding the enemies and taking full advantage of the fact that Corrin does not have this encounter, so he will slowly be chipped down since the healing tower has been destroyed. I will definitely need to keep Freyja out of the range of Julia, and I can take out this Aether Fountain. Let's take a look. Okay, so the enemies got split up even further. I believe Air should actually be able to take out Corrin. Oh yeah, she definitely will, especially since she will be hitting him with the dagger penalties. Plus, once Peony refreshes, she does grant an additional +3 attack buff. So she can finish off the Corrin, and then I guess I'll have to see, maybe Freyja can take on the Julia? She does have color disadvantage, but Julia's defense is pretty garbage. Oh wow, she can actually do that. That's quite impressive. Yeah, she counteracts Julia's penalties rather nicely. The second map up is kind of boxish, kind of space oppression-ish. There's actually a bit of a rally trap element with if you place a unit at the edge of Bramimon's range, Eleonora will provide a rally to him. However, unlike most cases where she would prefer to stay in place, the AI actually strongly prefers being on defense tiles when possible. So when she provides a rally, she's actually going to do that from the space below Bramimond, causing her to advance and extending her threat range a little bit. So that's something to be aware of. I would say that your best bets for approaching this map are probably just have a really, really strong tank and place them on that defense tile. If you don't have something like that, then you could maybe get some headway out of breaking some of these structures up the left-hand side, stopping at the catapult, and then placing your unit here. And what that is going to do is that's going to draw the fire from Eleonora and Bramimond, but Leith will be unable to reach that spot since she can't pass through the forest tile, and she gets blocked by the catapult. So those are the two big ways I personally see for approaching this map. You could also probably, now that we have the new bonus unit rules, if you have a bonus mythic, you could possibly get some headway out of just suiciding into Bramimon, just leaving your unit on a defense tile to basically sacrifice them off and get the enemies moving and see where that leads you. The team best suited for this map is definitely the Celica raiding party. I'm going to kick things off by having Layla snipe the Eleonora from the defense tile below Bramimond, and what that's going to do is it's going to swap Celica onto that defense tile, which is exactly where she wants to be to take the assault from the remaining enemies. She'll be able to to hit KO Bramimond on the player phase, and then take hits from Hel, Triandra, and Leith on the enemy phase, leaving Nils alive since he doesn't have the movement range required to reach her, so I can pick up the Aether Amphorae later. Let me go ahead and take out that Eleonora. 2 quick strikes from Layla will do just the trick. So, after that is done, the swap will occur. Celica can take out the Bramimond, and I think I should take the Aether Fountain with Air down here. I should have done that before, technically, but I'm not 100% sure why I didn't. So let's see what happens on the enemy phase. Okay, Hel goes first, which is a very good sign. It essentially, since Hel is definitely dead, it means that that's the best the AI could do. So the rest of the enemies are absolutely going to die. If there was any better result available, then the AI would have taken it. Triandra goes down similarly, and I guess Leith's definitely next. And oh wow, she goes down quite handily as well to a pair of 51s. She is quite speed stacked, but Celica is as well, plus she's in the same column as Peony and within 2 spaces of Layla, which grants her additional stats. So let's see, I think I can actually break this Panic Manor and then reposition Peony up. Doesn't matter if this is real, since I can just, Celica's only 1 space away anyway. She can take out the Aether Amphorae. I guess it would have been a little bit annoying if the trap had affected Celica, but ultimately not really a problem since I'm just going to have Layla finish off this job now. Looks like she can't one-round him, but that's okay since, I have a refresher in Peony. Actually, I might as well just let her finish the job, honestly, just to minimize the number of actions I have to take here. And that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Aether Raids Offense. I had a pretty fun time using Freyja as the bonus unit. I didn't have to actually sacrifice anyone this week, but maybe we'll see some of that as as time goes on. Next week, we'll be going back into Astra Season, where we will see the first, the first actual Aether Raids battles using Regan and 6-unit raiding parties. I'm actually quite excited about that. As you probably know, if you've been following this channel, I have gotten in some pretty good practice with both of those. So we will have to see how that translates into actual Aether Raids experience. I'm cautiously optimistic. So that's all I've got for you this week. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.